Any other questions? Again, folks, I thank you very much for your patience, and I thank you for everything that you've done to help us get this story out. Okay.
A recap of the timeline of events this morning. Again, it was a Greyhound headed from the Los Angeles area to the Bay Area this morning. The incident happened just around 2 a.m. this morning. There were 43 people on that Greyhound bus, including the driver and including 2 children who thankfully were not injured. The woman that was killed has been identified by her passport as a 51-year-old woman from Colombia. CHP was able to tell us that when the shots went off this morning, the driver pulled over, was able to get the suspect off the bus without his weapon. They told us some heroic actions took place in order for them to be able to do that. We're not quite sure if it was the driver, the passengers. That driver then pulled off in the nearest exit, that would be Grapevine Road. CHP says they located the suspect on the side of the road, took him into custody without incident. Of course, the big question, they are still working to identify a motive for this shooting.
Again, they said it was a 9mm Century Arms semi-automatic black pistol. Several other magazines were also located. And again, those 2 children on board, ages 6 and 8, were not injured. There's also no evidence that's suggesting the victims were known to the shooter. Greyhound is working with the California Highway Patrol to see if the video camera on board was operating and to see if it captured anything there. But CHP did thank KCSO, the Kern County DA's office, and the Denny's restaurant off Grapevine Road, which shut down this morning to accommodate the needs of the situation, take people inside, make sure they were warm, and make sure they were fed. CHP also praising the heroic actions that were taken by the passengers. Again, they don't know exactly what actions those were, but just that they were instrumental in calming down the situation.
And another note, they did say this does not appear to be an act of terrorism, so they did want to calm everybody's fears with that. Of course, we're going to continue to learn new details throughout the day. We'll keep you updated on air and on turnto23.com. Make sure you have our mobile and tablet apps so we can send you notifications as we learn any new details.
Yeah, we'll check back in there in just a couple of moments. Right now, let's take a break, see what's going on outside with Chief Meteorologist Elena Rusk on this Monday.
Yeah, you saw everyone there bundled up in their coats. You saw the police tape fluttering in that breeze. Cold air still filling into the county. So take a look at this. Bakersfield is down 11 degrees from this time 24 hours ago. Arvin down 17, Lebec down 22. That's the same as Tehachapi at this hour. Jawbone Canyon 28 degrees colder in just a day. So that's the effect of that cold front that came barreling through overnight with those blustery winds and the cold air rushing in. So it's taken us all morning to get out of those 30s and up to 45 here in Bakersfield. We're not climbing much after this. Tehachapi is just now getting to the freezing mark and it's almost lunchtime. Fraser Park, Lebec still in the teens at this hour. So that just shows you how much of this cold air we are dealing with this morning. As a result, we're going to try to get to 50 in Bakersfield, Lamont, Arvin. You see the same up in McFarland and Wasco this afternoon. These temperatures are about 10 degrees below average, about 13 degrees down from yesterday's 63 in Bakersfield. Way down from those sunny 70s we were spoiled with on Saturday. 40s up in the Kern River Valley, only highs in the 30s for Tehachapi down to Fraser Park. Again, they're struggling to even get up to that this afternoon. 40s for most of our desert locations. We're heading into a hard freeze tonight. More on that coming up.
Bakersfield police are asking for the public's help to identify 3 men who police say were involved in the armed robbery of a teenage girl. BPD says it happened December 20th at about 1 p.m. in the West End parking lot of Chuck E. Cheese on Ming Avenue. The suspects were armed with a gun, according to police, when they robbed a teenage girl while she was walking. All 3 suspects are described as Hispanic men between 17 and 20 years old. We have their full descriptions and photos on our website, turnto23.com. If you know anything about this, contact BPD at 327-7111.
The Kern County Republican Party has revealed their honored guest for the 2020 Lincoln Day Dinner. Senator Lindsey Graham will be at the event later this month. The Lincoln Day Dinner is an annual fundraiser held by the Kern County Republican Party. It's scheduled for Thursday, February 20th at the DoubleTree Hotel. Tickets are now available. We have a link on our website, turnto23.com.
The Kern County Sheriff's Office says a juvenile missing for nearly a month has been found safe. 14-year-old Devin Wofford went missing in Bakersfield on January 11th of this year. KCSO said this morning that he was found and returned to his residence.
Delano police have released the numbers from their Super Bowl DUI enforcement. Officers conducted more than 50 vehicle stops on Sunday and issued 14 citations, which ranged from misdemeanor violations to traffic infractions. No DUI arrests were made during the enforcement period. Last year, Delano police investigated 19 DUI collisions that left 9 people injured.
The Patients Have Rights cannabis education event that was originally scheduled for today has been postponed. Organizers say the Kern Cannabis Education Group is rescheduling this evening's event due to, quote, concern for their patients' safety. A new date and location will be announced at a later time. And another cancellation to tell you about. The Bachelor Live on Stage is no longer coming to Bakersfield. The event, which was set for February 17th, is canceled due to an unforeseen scheduling conflict. All people with tickets can reach out to their point of purchase for a full refund.
Adventist Health is offering free childhood vaccine clinics for the month of February. There will be 2 clinics happening this week. The first one taking place on Wednesday at 40 Chester Avenue. The second taking place on Thursday at 3301 Panama Lane. Both clinics will run from 9 a.m. through 2 p.m. Make sure you bring your immunization cards. Adventist Health will also be offering free hemoglobin tests to children expecting mothers and postpartum mothers. You do not have to make an appointment for the vaccines, but for a full list of free clinics, you can head to adventisthealth.org.
And the Bakersfield Police Department is currently in search of people who want to be a part of their Citizens Volunteer Unit. The individuals will be working with local law enforcement and giving back to the community. The Citizen Volunteer Unit is designed to promote community participation in keeping the town safe. Applications are available online at the Bakersfield Police Department website and in person at 1601 Truxton Avenue and 1301 Buena Vista Road. Kern County is also set to host an informational session this week for those who want to get their teaching credentials. The Kern County Superintendent of Schools Teacher Development Program will hold the session on Wednesday. The event will provide some insight for those who are thinking about becoming a teacher. They'll provide a checklist of steps required for a teaching credential. Again, this session is being held Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at City Center Room 1B.
And congratulations to Stockdale High School. They have been named Academic Decathlon Champions of Kern County. Nearly 200 students from 14 local high schools took part in Saturday's competition at Miramonte High School. The Academic Decathlon is made up of 10 events, which include art, science, and speech. Frontier High School finished in second, and Arvin High took third. Stockdale High will now represent Kern County in the state championships next month.
Teaching kids to go green may not be an easy task, but a superhero known as the Eco Hero is returning to Kern County schools this week to show them how. Mr. Eco is flying into Ulrich Elementary School in California City today. Each show is performed with the philosophy that every kid can change the world through waste reduction, recycling, and litter prevention. He will visit Rosamond Elementary tomorrow and 3 Bakersfield schools on Thursday and Friday.
Maybe he'll make a stop here.
I would love
where
that.
His biggest fans are.
I love all of his songs.
They're so catchy.
And everyone gets so into it. You can tell in that video.
You can tell. And it's such a great message, too, which we all love. It's really rad. All right, not so great. These temperatures, so cold out there. You see the low to mid 40s here on the valley floor. Up in the mountains, you have some of those clouds banked up against the foothills. That's some more of that colder air and a little bit of moisture filling in, but there's no precipitation out there. 32 in Tehachapi, as you saw. Keene still at 29, 18 the top of Breckenridge and in Fraser Park. So everybody has bundled up to head out the door. They don't really get to peel away those layers as this system is continuing to come on shore. So you see, we are far removed from the moisture, but we still have those breezes coming through. Little bit of moisture in the form of clouds, not rain, and that cold air. And this continues for the next 2 days as we slowly scoot that low out of here. You can see we're still left with a northerly flow tomorrow, so we're still well below average for your Tuesday. In between, we have tonight, and we have our hard freeze warning out there. That's for the heart of the valley. Yeah, the mountains are going to be in the teens and 20s, but it's February in the mountains, right? That's climatologically expected. Here on the valley floor, though, we have to post warnings like this from the National Weather Service because it's a danger to crops and other, ag and wildlife and livestock out there. When temperatures get this bad, 30 expected here in Bakersfield. That's in the city itself. Outlying areas have several hours in those critical 20s. That could lead to crop damage. We have people making plans for horses and cattle and other outdoor livestock. You're going to need to bring your pets inside, maybe put them in the garage if they're not usually house pets. Make sure that you have an option for them as we deal with these temperatures. Now, tomorrow is just as cool, like I mentioned, so we have a freeze watch for that night. You see it's 31 in Bakersfield. and then 56 Wednesday, 62, 65, 66. A slow climb, but a steady climb, which is above average by the end of the week. Just like yesterday, we're going to have another system coming through Sunday. We can count on some clouds, slight chance of rain, winds, and a cool down. Not so confident that we're going to have good hearty rain out of this one, but you know what? It's a cool down that dips us down below average for early next week. In the mountains, you have the 40s in the Kern River Valley today and tomorrow, overnight lows in those 20s. Tehachapi and Fraser Park, I showed you that they're struggling to get to the 30s today, so another drop to those teens and 20s tonight. By the end of the week, it's more seasonal, it's sunny, it's better, and then we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Thank you, Elena. Back to our top story. We're still following that deadly shooting aboard a Greyhound bus at the base of the Grapevine early this morning.
Yeah, and just minutes ago, we learned a little bit more about the details leading up to that shooting and how some of the victims are recovering now. 23 ABC's Daniela Garrido joins us live from the scene with the very latest. Daniela?
CHP Fort Chahon just held a press conference a couple of moments ago at 11 a.m. And I think the major theme of that press conference, and something that they've actually been hinting at all morning, is that the passengers and the driver played a really heroic and instrumental part in de-arming that person, of getting off of the bus and getting him away from the passengers. I'm going to move out of the way here so you can take a look at that Greyhound bus. Again, 43 passengers were on this bus. It was going from LA to the Bay Area, and right now we know that one 51-year-old woman identified as Colombian by her passport is dead. One Hispanic male is undergoing surgery right now as we speak at Kern Medical. Another woman is in critical condition. 3 others have moderate injuries. Now CHP saying they still don't know the motive behind this, but saying that this was not an act of terror. Just to recap, if you are just tuning in, this happened around 1:30 this morning. One of the passengers on board of this Greyhound bus made a 911 call saying that another passenger on the bus had fired shots. Again, CHP saying that the passengers and the driver were really heroic, instrumental in getting the shooter off of the bus. They left him on the northbound of the I-5, and that's when the Greyhound bus driver continued to drive northbound, get off on the next exit, and that's where he parked here at the Valero gas station, and they were able to assess the medical conditions of those passengers. As more information becomes available, we will continue to update you on our website, turn to23.com. For now, we're live in Lebec. Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Daniela, thank you. And like she said, you can always find the very latest on our free mobile and tablet app, and of course our website, turn to23.com.
We'll see you right back here for 23 ABC News at 5 this evening.